What do you think of when I say the word time?
Lack of.
Lack of. Okay. What does time mean to you?
Traffic flying. Flying by.
What if I said to you that you were born in the eternal now and you will die in the eternal now, and that everything you do happens in the eternal now? Then let me ask you another question. What do you mean by eternity? We all pray for eternal love, eternal...
Eternity is infinity. Never ending.
Okay. Eternity is for time what infinity is for space. All right. But time is the duration between two events. That is what we call time. It is 100% man-made, because men like to put everything in square containers. Humans like to put everything in little containers, little slots, little packages. Everything has to be neatly timed. So anything that can be measured is an illusion. And now you're going to say, what is she talking about? So let me give you an example. Sunrise today was at 7:11, sunset at 6:56. However, neither did the sun rise, nor did the sun set. Do you agree with that? The sun is just where it is, and we are going spinning around in this circle, saying that sun rose at this time and set at that time. Anything that you attempt to measure is a mirage. It is not real. Okay. For example, if I give you the sense of I am, the sense of your own presence, do you sense that it has a beginning and an end? Like my presence begins here, and then it ends here, and then somebody else's presence begins there and goes on to somewhere else. Do you have that feeling? No, right? It doesn't seem to have a beginning or an end, right? Did it begin when you were born, when you were conceived, when you were 1 year old or 2 year old? Can you give it a sense of time? Like when you sensed I am, like if you were a baby and you were crying for milk, did you possibly have a sense of I am? And when you are here now listening to me, do you have a sense that I am? You do, right? This feeling that I am is not controlled by any time. So it doesn't begin at a certain date and end at another date. Okay. You understand that, right? You always felt I am. You felt I am through every event. So if we say that time is the duration between two events, then let's take one event as just now. Okay. And then let's pick another event. Say yesterday when you brushed your teeth. Okay. Now, can you go back to when you brushed your teeth? What you can do is right now have a memory of when you brushed your teeth, right? Nothing more than that. Can you actually go back to that time, bring it into the moment? You cannot. What you can bring is only the memory of you brushing your teeth at 6 a.m. or whatever time it was in the morning. But when you were brushing your teeth, it was now. Do you agree? Now, when you're listening to me, it is now. It was now when you got married, when you were born, when you had a birthday, when you had your 16th birthday, when you ate breakfast yesterday, when you ate 10 weeks ago, when you were driving to Mexico. It was always now. So, you are born. This is the eternal now. We don't understand eternity. We don't understand eternity. We long for that. We long for eternal love, eternal peace. What is it that we're talking about? What is this quality of eternity, of timelessness? What are we longing for? It is that feeling of not being bound by this time, that you've got to get things done, or that you're pressured into achieving, into doing, into getting something. These are the pressures of time. And we long for that eternal feeling, because somewhere in our memory we have a faint recollection of being in a space where there was no boundary. We felt this spaciousness of peace and of love and of joy. And this is the nature of the source. But guess what? As with your mind, your finite mind, because mind is controlled by time and it's controlled by space, it can never understand or know what is not finite or limited or small, like infinity or timelessness or eternity. These concepts can never be understood by the mind, because the mind works with space and time. It has 3 dimensions of space and 1 dimension of time. And time is totally linear for the mind. So when I tell time that, you know what, you were there, born in eternal time and die in eternal time, it's confusing, because the mind cannot conceive of something like that. It only knows time as a linear extension, starting with birth, ending with death. And in between are events. That's the only way the mind understands time. But you long somewhere, you long for that feeling of joy, of peace, of eternity. And guess what? There is a time when eternity and the finite mind coincide. They come together, they intersect in the now. In this moment, eternity and time come together. Why do you think that every great seeker, everybody says, stay present, practice presence, come into the present? Because it is only in this moment that you can experience divine love. You can experience divinity. You can experience that eternity in the moment. A feeling that there's no time. And how do we do that? How do we bring that? It's very easy. Everybody keeps talking about staying in the present moment, eternity. Yeah, but I'm pressured by so many things. I've got so many deadlines to meet. I have to send my roster. I have to get new clients. I have to get new whatever. All these things that we were talking about. I've got my rental agreements. I've got so much stuff going on. How do we deal with doing all of this effortlessly? That is the only quest we have. To live our lives effortlessly. And we do that by taking small aha moments where we stop time completely. So let me suggest to you, if this was daytime and I would tell you to look out of your window and just look at the green, the trees, the grass, anything green. And for a second, When you look outside, say at the rain, gentle rain falling outside your window, all the trees are wet, there's a sound, the humming. For one extended moment of time, everything stops. And you're just soaking in the beauty of the moment. Right? These aha moments are practices of presence. It is the easiest way to stop everything and to just stay present. So what you need to do to practice that eternity or to grasp that eternity is to take aha moments through your day. So for the next week, whenever you see the color green, stop everything and just be in the moment. And that's it. And then it'll pass, it'll break. Mind will kick in again. 100 thoughts, you got to do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. As Rajiv says, I say that to him all the time. Do this, do that, do this, do that. Whoever's saying it, the trick is to not feel that you're running out of time, that you feel pressured, that you're actually enjoying everything. One of the reasons we feel pressured with lack of time is that we try to do too many things. And I'm guilty. So when you're doing one thing, do it completely. Do it completely, do it wholeheartedly. Get absorbed in the task that you are in. And then move on to the next, and then the next, and then the next, and then the day things get done. Everything happens in eternal time. If you get locked into the present moment, time is extended effortlessly in all directions. It doesn't feel like you were born a century ago, that you're going to die tomorrow. And even if you do, it doesn't matter. Everything happens in eternal time. In eternal time, you are born, I am born, Reena's born, he is born, she is born, they are born, everybody's born. Everything happens. And from the point of view of eternity, there can be no time, because in order for pure awareness to understand time, it has to be limited. It has to have a beginning and end. And you cannot limit pure awareness except in a body, with a mind. And that's what you are. You are a downloaded, limited version of pure awareness, pure consciousness. And this is a difficult concept to get. So what I would recommend is, when I put this on YouTube, go back to it and listen. Listen again, and just let the words sink in. And at some point, you're going to say, aha, I get it. And then you'll be living, not that now is this moment or that moment or the other moment. It's just always present. It's always there. It is your presence of I am. And that's what you have to get a hold of. To know that I am. I am. I am. Om Namah Shivaya.